Hey guys, it's Sarah and today is BookList Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about for the week. And this week we're going to focus on settings of books and books that we have read that we feel have a really unique but also creepy setting. So my first one is going to be Caraval, and this is by Stephanie Garber. This is actually a trilogy, and now there's a little bit of a spinoff as well that I have not read yet. But the first book, Caraval, takes place at this traveling carnival. And the most unique thing about this carnival is that you don't know what's real and what's not, because anything can be an illusion. So you could be sitting there having a conversation with somebody and they could completely dissipate and they were never a real person. And you could look at something and think that you're looking at an ice cream cone, but then it turns into a pine cone. And you just don't know what's real and what's not. And to me, that is so magical and very unique and very creepy too. There were some creepy scenes in that book that just kind of made me feel a little bit of creepy crawly. But yeah, just definitely one of the most unique settings I've read. Okay, let's talk about the Sundown Motel. Is a hotel like a super unique setting? Not necessarily, but a haunted hotel is. I think it is. I haven't read that many either, so there's that. So to me, this is one of the first books that I've read that actually takes place majority at a hotel, and it was so creepy. You guys, this is a book that spooked me. I mean, I was reading it at night and the lights were all out and I had my book light on. I was reading it like my husband was asleep, and I got to a part that I still vividly remember in my head. And I read this when we were in Florida, so this is a couple stations ago. And I remember going, nope, I cannot read this in the dark. No. It scared the crap out of me. I had to put it down. I literally put it down and picked something else up. And I was like, I need to get this out of my brain. It was so creepy, you guys. And just, I loved it. I loved that book so much. That so far has been my favorite of hers. Haven't read her newest one yet, but as far as creepy settings goes, she nailed this one. Another really unique one is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And this one takes place at a circus, so a little bit like Caraval, where it's like a traveling thing, but the Night Circus only pops up at night, which I think is very unique, and you never know where it's going to pop up. It's a magical circus, so there's a lot of magic involved, and we have, it's a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet type of book where you have two competing families, and these two magicians are pitted against each other and they end up falling in love. And the Night Circus, just the way that it's described is so beautiful and whimsical, and there are things happening in the shadows as well that you can't see. So that's definitely a little bit of a creep factor there. But yeah, I love that one. Let's talk about Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This might just be a me thing, but space terrifies me. It terrifies me. The fact that you just, like, I could never be an astronaut ever. No, like the thought of being lost in space, I can't, you guys. Like, it makes me so anxious. So reading that book and following this astronaut, well, he's not even an astronaut, but following this scientist who is literally like lost in space. Oh my gosh, it creeped me out. It really, really did. There were definitely parts in that book that I was just like, oh, like I couldn't breathe for a second because it just creeped me out so much. So that might be a me thing, but space creeps me out. But I do like books set in space. They definitely intrigue me. And then the last one I'm going to say, it's a little bit of a stretch to say it's creepy, but it kind of can be. So I'm going to talk about The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. So this is a middle grade series, and it follows twins who discover that they can go into this book and travel into the world of fairy tales. And it's fairy tales that we know. So like Snow White, Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Little Red Riding Hood is there. Like all these fairy tales that we have grown up reading and watching and all that stuff, they are there among these actual people. And the thing that makes it creepy is that in this book series, nothing is really going the way that the fairy tales go. They're actually living lives. They actually have conflict. There's wars happening. There's definitely scenes in a forest that can get a little creepy, especially for kids, for sure. Me as an adult, I wasn't super creeped out, but I could see how like kids reading it, and it is for kids, could definitely be a little bit creeped out by those scenes because, you know, there's wolves and stuff. And so I think that can get a little bit creepy, and definitely unique in the fact that you're with these fairy tale characters, but they're very different than what we already know. So I think that was pretty cool. Okay, guys, those are 5 books that I have read that I think have pretty unique, creepy settings, different levels of creepiness for sure. But let me know down below, what are some books that you have read that have really creepy settings that you thought were just very original and different and unique? I would love to know that. And make sure you go check out Lindsey today and see what book she's going to be talking about. And we will see you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.